Right. So before we get started with the session, a quick introduction on my end. My name is Mohammed Shoaib. I'll be your cybersecurity trainer for this entire duration of this course. I've a current experience of almost 5+ years in this domain, currently working as a senior penetration tester. And I've been training students again slightly beyond that itself. Started as a small lab instructor in one of the institutes in Hyderabad and then got into the cybersecurity job and simultaneously training students in this domain of cybersecurity itself. Okay. And this demo we are taking up today is on a course called Certified Ethical Hacking version 13. This is the first go-to course, I would say, for people who want to get started in the domain of cybersecurity. This covers everything from the very basics from scratch up to the intermediate level. Okay. So for a job role of cybersecurity related operations, such as penetration testers, security administrator, security engineer, so this course is more than sufficient for those job roles. Up to, I would say, you can apply for up to 3 years of experience. People sometimes put up fake, so this course allows you to put that fake up to 3 years, okay, and have that knowledge as a cyber professional. Okay. So let's start the demo with the differentiation on what hacking is and what ethical hacking is, because a lot of students have a misconception that these are one and the same terminologies. So let's clarify on that first. When you talk about hacking, this is a procedure of trying to gain access to information systems. Now, what I mean by that phrase, gaining access to information systems, is if I were a hacker, let's say if I've hacked your phone or your laptop or your entire organization's cloud environment, it basically means I have complete control of those endpoints or those devices. I can now steal information from those endpoints. I can modify or destroy information on those endpoints. I can make them completely useless. I can render them useless. Okay, or inaccessible for you. Okay, I can sell your data without your permission to other third-party organizations on the internet. All of this is possible because now I've gotten access to your devices. And all of this is done without the consent and without the knowledge of the person or the organization owning those systems. Okay. So from this definition, you can easily understand that hacking is definitely a criminal or an illegal activity. Now, if this is illegal, why do we have a course called ethical hacking? How is this getting ethical or legal in the first place? Because from this definition of hacking, we know this is all about gaining access to information systems in an unauthorized manner. Okay. So when you talk about ethical hacking, on the other hand, this is the procedure of trying to find vulnerabilities. We, as ethical hackers or cyber professionals, try to basically look for loopholes in the systems because these loopholes itself allow cyber criminals to access your devices. So our job as ethical hackers is to find these loopholes or vulnerabilities in the information systems, but specifically with the consent and with the knowledge of the organization. So we work hand in hand with the organization and find these vulnerabilities and report them back and see to it that we remediate them so that no other hacker can get access to those devices. Because these loopholes are what they exploit to get access to your device. So we as ethical hackers find these loopholes or vulnerabilities, patch them up, which is basically remediating them, and we don't allow cyber criminals to perform any further cyber threats. Okay. So depending on these two definitions, we have the various categories of hackers. There's someone known as a white hat hacker, a gray hat hacker, and a black hat hacker. Your white hat hackers are the common cyber professionals, I would say, who are the people who abide by the laws and policies of the company, and they work for securing the company's infrastructure. On the other end of the spectrum, we have the criminals, the cyber criminals. These are black hat hackers who perform hacking for their own benefit. Okay, and they don't ask for consent before doing so. And in between, there's a third mysterious category called gray hat hackers. Now, these people have both the qualities of a black hat as well as a white hat. Like a black hat hacker, they don't ask for permission first. But once they find the vulnerability, they report it back to the organization so that they can earn some reward in return. So they report the vulnerability for a certain price, and that price is called as a bounty. Okay, so these people hunt for bugs or loopholes in devices and report it back to the organization for a bounty. Hence, they are also commonly known as bug bounty hunters. Okay, so they're working both offensively and defensively at various times. Hence, they are called as grey hat hackers. Now, no matter what category of a hacker you take here, all of these are professional hackers, white hat, grey hat, or black hat, who perform hacking or ethical hacking in a certain procedure. And that procedure is called as cyber kill chain. In our organization as well, we use the same procedure called cyber kill chain to basically find vulnerabilities and remediate. So the procedure that is followed by hackers or cyber criminals to perform a successful cyber attack is called as cyber kill chain. It's also commonly known as the hacking cycle. And this procedure also allows cyber security professionals to understand how these attacks are being performed, to replicate them or simulate them in a similar manner, and find the loopholes and understand the logic behind those loopholes to detect these attacks at the earliest time possible, prevent them at every level in the organization, and see to that you're securing the organization. Excuse me. So unless and until you know what kind of attacks are possible, you would not know how to defend against those various attacks in an organization. So cyber kill chain allows you to both attack systems or simulate the same attacks and understand the defenses to place. Okay. So this cyber kill chain consists of 5 important stages in it. First, you have something called information gathering. Then there is scanning. Third, there is gaining access. Fourth, there's maintaining access. And lastly, we have reporting or clearing traces. Now, in our one single demo, we might not be able to cover all these topics, but I'm going to briefly define each of these terminologies. When you talk about information gathering, this is basically the task of trying to gain resources or information about your target organization. So all the data about the organization is first obtained passively. What I mean by passively is you do not contact the organization. All the data is obtained from third-party sources. Okay. Now you might have a question, what kind of information are we trying to gather here? And these are the pieces of information as follows. You need the IP addresses, the who's records, the DNS records, the domains and subdomains of the organization, operating system information, employee details, contact numbers, email addresses, etc., etc. So as an ethical hacker, we try to obtain all of these pieces of information in the first phase, reconnaissance or information gathering. And once all this data has been obtained, that is utilized in the next phase. So in the scanning phase now, you make direct connections or active or aggressive connections with those pieces of data, and you get some extra data. So you figure out in the organization what devices exist. That's called network scanning. On those devices, what ports are open, what services are running. That's called port scanning. And on those services, what vulnerabilities could exist. So that's called vulnerability scanning. You're finding multiple important pieces of information here by making active connections. Earlier, we got the data passively without contacting the organization. Here, we use certain tools which are very popular in cybersecurity, tools like Nmap or Tenable Nessus, and we directly get information from the organization by connecting with their devices. Okay. So once you've gotten to know what vulnerabilities exist in the systems, then you have the next phase, gaining access, the phase where the real hacking occurs. Excuse me. So this is basically where the attackers use the vulnerabilities found in the earlier phases now to attack the system or the applications or the entire network of the organization. So this is the main core of the subject, guys. Covers a vast variety of topics here. Might not be able to explain everything today. But yeah, again, just to give you a brief overview, this is all about attacking every single endpoint. We talk about system security, malware attacks, network-based attacks, wireless attacks, how do you hack Wi-Fi routers, social engineering attacks, how do hackers create fake websites and steal credentials, hacking web servers on the back end, hacking web applications on the front end, attacking firewalls or bypassing firewalls, attacking mobile phones and getting remote connection to mobile phones, vulnerability assessment, where you assess every vulnerability shown in the vulnerability scanning reports. Okay. So this is all about understanding how to attack every single endpoint in the organization. Okay. So again, as small as a mobile phone to as big as a web application server or a database, we know how to attack every single endpoint here. And finally, after this, we have maintaining access and reporting or clearing traces, where in maintaining access, we learn how do you maintain persistent connections. So once you have gotten access to a certain device, how do you maintain a constant connection with that, even if the system restarts, is what we learn in maintaining access. And finally, we have reporting or clearing traces, where we learn as an ethical hacker, how do you generate a report for the organization, elaborating all the vulnerabilities found, providing the solutions for those vulnerabilities. Or on the other hand, as a cyber criminal, how do you remove the evidence of your actions? You don't report anything as a cyber criminal. You remove the evidence of your actions and stay anonymous. That's what clearing traces is. So this entire course covers the methodologies of both cyber criminals as well as cyber professionals, understanding as a penetration tester, how do you check for loopholes and how do you remediate those loopholes in an organization. The course is for a duration of 35 days, where we have classes from Monday to Friday, every day for 1 hour each. And the batch starts from Monday for 8:30 p.m. in the evenings. Okay. So for detailed information, I think the course curriculum is available on DURGASOFT website, guys. Price of the course is 10,000 rupees, which can be paid in installments. And yeah, sessions will be recorded. Every single session is recorded. You'll be getting the recordings, you'll be getting the documentation. Everything is included in the course price. If you have any questions also, you can let me know now.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
no problem. No problem. Krishna, any questions from yours?
No, sir. As of now, no. But got clarified what is
Right.
black hat and white hat. Got some understanding.
Okay, perfect. So again, yeah, the demo is a bit theoretical, guys, but as we progress with our session, it's more of a hands-on course. We'll be working with the same tools which I use in my organization as well. Same tools like Tenable, Nestles, Burpsuit, Nmap, Kali Linux operating system, Wireshark, the same exact tools which I used in my organization as well for performing a pen test. So and other operations as well. And yeah, if you have any queries regarding the fees, also you can contact the institute for that. If you have any queries regarding the cyber security part, you can contact me, guys. Okay, so again, my number will be shared with all the registered students once you have enrolled with the institute. Okay. So yeah, that's that. Nothing further.
Sir,
We can, yeah, no question.
uh,
Krishna.
you were saying something like after doing this course, we can show the experience of minimum 3 years. Am I
Valid
right?
up to 3 years. Yeah, the scores gives you right.
Okay.
No, but go ahead. You see.
Yeah, yeah, no, I was just confirming this. Like,
Yeah, confirming on that. As mentioned again, this course is usually taken up again, retaken by students as well who have already performed, again, who have already worked as a pen test up to 1, 2 years. And if they want to refresh the concepts or learn the latest techniques to perform pen testing, even those candidates have taken up the course. So this is valid up to 3 years. And after that, you shift to higher operations and you need to learn some advanced tools as well after that. But up to 3 years, these are the same tools you work on as a penetration tester for the first 3 years of your cybersecurity experience.
so it means like we can show the experience of minimum 3 years after doing this. Like,
You
even.
can, but again, it needs to be written in a believable way in the resume, definitely. But yeah,
Uh,
that is a possibility.
okay, okay. That
And
would be good.
yeah,
Sir, actually I would have. Is there any like other timing for morning time? You were saying like 7:30 something. You were telling no, because I remember.
Currently, no, Nupur, but yeah, in a week or so, we will be starting both 7:30 in the mornings and in the evenings as well. So I just confirm which it is, whether it's in the morning or evening. I'll confirm with the institute. But for now,
Oh,
the current slot is 8:30 p.m.
okay. Actually, it won't be suitable for me because I have
Sure, I'll confirm with the institute. Nupur. We can again once this 8:30 demos are done, then we'll shift to the 7:30 one as well. In the meanwhile, I'll let you know.
uh,
Krishna, any questions
yeah,
on your?
yes, sir. This thing on the certification parts and the roles parts, sir. Could you please explain in 5 10 minutes
Right. So this
what kind of
course
roles
we are
and
learning is on the
responsibilities?
same certification itself called CEH. You can visit this website ecouncil.org.
Mm-hmm.
We are learning the content from the same certification, Certified Ethical Hacker.
Okay.
So once this course is done, you will be ready to write the certification, but it's quite a costly one. It's around $500 or so. It's a
Okay.
125 MCQ based question certification exam. So out of those 125 questions, you have to get 75% of them right. Okay. And don't worry, once the course is done, you will be ready to pass the certification. That is my guarantee. Because again, you'll be getting the entire dumps, you'll be getting the material, and the classes will be discussing topic wise what questions are kind of question, what kind of questions are asked in the examination, so all that will be covered. The course is going to be
Is this the basic certification in this direction? Is this
the
the
first level
special?
of certification. When you talk about cybersecurity, this is always the go-to certification, the first one. After that, you can choose one specific specialization, computer forensics or network security or cyber technician, blockchain certification
Okay.
or
Cloud
DevSecOps,
security or
cloud
DevOps
security.
security.
Those are specializations. You can choose one of those, okay, after completing CH.
Okay, so how I understood this, sir? Like usually we have first we complete our main course or the basics course, and then we go for a specialization.
Specialization,
So
exactly.
in this,
Like those 5 years of MBBS and then 3 years of
yeah, we
specialization.
go for PG kind of. No? So
Right, same thing.
is it like ethical hacking is the basic course that we are supposed to be aware? And
It's
then
yeah,
we
it's going to cover all the
selected.
fundamentals, all the definitions, and all the actual attacks that are possible in different endpoints. So CH is like master of none, jack of all trades kind of a deal. You talk about network security, you talk about web application security, you talk about database security, you talk about firewall security. Everything is included up to intermediate level. After that, then you choose one specialization. So you learn all the attacks possible. You learn the actual core fundamentals of cybersecurity, what kind of attacks are possible, and how do you defend those kinds of attacks up to intermediate level in CEH. After that, you choose one specialization to focus on that domain.
Okay, okay. Nice.
So if you directly go to those advanced courses, you might not understand. You won't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what a threat is, you won't know what a vulnerability is, you won't know what exploitation is. Okay. So those
I
fundamentals
see
are
some
covered in
roles are
cybersecurity.
actually like I see some roles in my organization like cyber security architect like that. I see some roles.
Right.
Probably they may have completed some maybe some course or some basic topic understandings. Is there any something called as a cyber security architect certification? I don't
Not with EC
like.
Council, though, at least, Krishna, but there are
uh,
other certifications, CISA, CISSP. Those kind of certifications allow you to apply for those job roles. But again, that architecture level kind of job role is usually after 5 years of your existing experience in cybersecurity. So those are much higher job roles, manager level or architect level job roles.
Right, right, right.
Any other questions, Krishna? Have I clarified your question? Hello?
Yes, yes, good enough, sir. And you will be providing the recorded session in
Right. Every session will be
message or
recorded. You'll be getting the
offline.
recordings on your Gmail directly,
Okay.
Krishna,
And
once you
whatever
have.
the lab setup or some experimental practicals that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do,
We'll
right?
have the lab setup as well. So there's a topic for prerequisites. We'll talk about networking fundamentals, Linux commands, and then you have the lab setup prerequisite where we'll install this application called VMware, which is a
Okay.
virtualization software. And in
Right.
this VMware application, we'll have the entire lab setup,
Right.
the Kali Linux operating system and all the other operating systems as well. One will be the attacker machine, and then you'll have a Linux victim and a Windows victim and some web applications as well. So in the entire lab setup will be in this application called VMware. It's a virtualization software. We'll be learning about that. Is that clear, Krishna?
Yes.
Any other questions? Hello.
No, no.
Right. Okay, guys. So yeah, that's that. Nothing further, guys. You can connect with the institute tomorrow. I think it's closing time right now. But yeah, tomorrow you can connect with the institute. And if you have any queries regarding the timings or the payment details, you can contact the institute for that, guys. Any questions regarding the cyber security topic today before we exit the session?
No, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thanks for joining the demo today. We can exit the session here. We'll connect back soon. Okay. The demo, I mean, the course is gonna start from Monday at 8:30.